Imagine your business not just surviving, but thriving. Your wealth locked in, your opportunities exploding, and your family's future built on a legacy that never fades. I'm Leah Garcia, a financial strategist and insurance professional. I help entrepreneurs and high-growth enterprises protect, distribute, and transfer their wealth through my proven system, the Wall of Wealth. I unite your experts into one cohesive strategy because the most expensive line on your balance sheet isn't debt or taxes, it's conflicting advice. Ready to align every dollar with your mission and turn today's success into tomorrow's divine promise. Wealth today, dynasty tomorrow.
Happy Wealthy Wednesday. Come on in, champions. Come on in. Today's going to be fire. It's going to be epic. This is our last show of 2025 where we had that time to rise up and thrive. We're getting ready for 2026 where we are going to get in the mix. We're going to come out of the shadows. We're going to show up stronger, show up better, show up sparklier, right? Sparklier. Is that a word? I'm not sure. I don't know. So let me know where you're tuning in from. Where are you finding us? We are live right now on Facebook. We're live on LinkedIn. We're live on YouTube. And by the way, we're also live on another YouTube channel, which is really cool. You're going to see this is going to be really, really cool today. You know what? This has been a lot of fun for the past couple of years, and I've learned so much. And I'm super excited for what I have going on for 2026. You can see I have a little bit different background here. I'm moving things up. We're stepping up, right? We're stepping up. How are you showing up? How are you stepping up for 2026? Today's guest speaker, I'm super excited about because he is really someone who brings so much enthusiasm. I love people who have the ability to get excited. Have you ever met anyone who doesn't have the ability to get excited? It's a little bit difficult, right? It's kind of hard. I know some people like that. And you know what? God bless them. But people who have the ability to get excited, they just have something special that I gravitate towards. And so today's guest speaker, he really needs no introduction because I'm sure all of you know who he is. He's all over social media. I see him everywhere. And he is just zooming and booming everywhere. He is actually the host of Zoom Party. He hosts the Zoom Party crowd. If you haven't seen that, you got to check it out. He's an incredible speaker. He's so brilliant. And he's actually here as a technical specialist trainer who's been raising the bar on client experiences, delivering expert guidance, and keeping the partnership with Blue Shield and absolutely rock solid with a legendary focus on quality and customer service and customer happiness. But wait, there's more. Before he mastered the art of making super complex tech stuff crystal clear for everyone, he was out there building things in the real world as a civil engineer and construction pro. I know, that's right. This guy used to solve problems with steel, concrete. And I think that's where we have that connection, right? Because I have a lot of contractors. He's a pure engineering wizardry. And really, I just think that anyone who can bring enthusiasm, if you look up the word enthusiasm, it really means of the Father, of God. He's got that godlike spirit. He is super, because of that enthusiasm, he's just super attractive. Like people want to be around him. So please give it up and give a warm round of applause for my incredible Mr. Guest Speaker, Omar. Welcome to the stage. How are you?
Good. Hello. Thank you, Leah. Happy to be here. I'm excited to be on your Wealthy Wednesday show.
We appreciate. We're excited to have you here. And you know, when I was reading about you, I was so blown away because you have such a technical background. I wouldn't have known that because I know many engineers. I have a lot of clients who are engineers. They don't have this other side to them often. So I love that you have the technical aspect, but then you also have this incredible energy, enthusiastic. So tell me, is that something that just comes naturally to you? Are you naturally more of an extrovert, or is that something you've kind of developed?
Yeah, I think, when I was younger, I grew up in the 90s. I was a shy, quiet kid, wouldn't be the person who goes out and talks to people. And then I think knowing all these people through LinkedIn and just interacting with people, it just came out. I think I became an extrovert probably during COVID, because before that I was more closed out, and then when I saw these people doing these shows, I opened up more. But I've always been a talkative person, friendly person. And when I was in second grade, I invited my entire second grade class together. So and the teacher. So I was always like this. But I became more as I grew up. I'm the kind of person who would go to a store or go someplace and see somebody and just say hello and meet a new person, and then get their number. I met somebody last Friday, and so we connected. That's who I am. I'm just an open, friendly person. I love people.
So you really did have that in you, but you really had that opportunity to shine during the COVID. So how did that evolve? Like, how did that evolve where you decided to become more of an extrovert? Was that a decision, or was it something that just kind of happened?
Yeah, I mean, I've always had it in there, but it just happened in terms of because LinkedIn and all these people are just wonderful and friendly. And so I showed my openness to them in that matter. I've always had it, like I said, from age 10, but the circumstances around you, sometimes you have to be isolated with work because of COVID, sometimes. But then with the online environment, I was like, wow, but I've always had it, but it depends on the situation. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. My precious grandson, he's 7 years old, and I would say that he is a little bit more shy. However, he makes friends very easily. So he just kind of does it on, like, if I asked him to introduce himself to you, he has a little bit of trouble with that. He will do it, but it's a little bit of trouble, challenging for him. But he makes friends so easily. So I kind of see that in you. You're just somebody who naturally makes friends. And I really do believe this, Omar, is that you are genuinely interested in people.
Yes.
I've watched your shows, and you don't just gloss over things. So if you want to know their background, where they're from, like really the geography, what is that like, where they live, and you truly bring that sincere enthusiasm and interest. And that's really what your secret is. I don't know if you know that.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I like to also thank my parents because we grew up in that environment, and their way is if somebody moves in, a new neighbor, somebody in the community, they would invite him over, and so there isn't anybody who was like that. So first of all, also have to thank our Creator God and the way of implementing that from our religious teaching, but also my parents as well. They really taught us that way. My grandparents as well. So that close familyness is very important.
I love that. So tell me more about your grandparents.
Yeah, they're wonderful people. My grandma's 92. She's still alive. She's overseas in Europe. And my background's from the Balkans. I'm from East Europe. My grandfather passed away. He visited us about 9-10 times here. Very close. He would actually send us a gift card every birthday. Like he would send us $15 or $30 check for our birthday to buy something. So he was a very generous guy, very open-minded. My grandma's still doing well. She still walks, makes her food. And so I'm very blessed to have them. This is my dad's mother. All of others passed away, but I'm very grateful we have that longevity. My grandfather also lived in his 90s. And so they were about 8-9 years apart, me and my grandma and my grandfather. And so she's now getting up there. She's in her 90s.
Well, as a proud Gams, I'm always fascinated when I see adults who still have great relationships with their grandparents, because that's something I really aspire to. What do you think is that connection? How have you maintained that connection? Because oftentimes when the grandbabies grow up, they kind of forget about their grandparents. But it sounds like you've been able to maintain that. How have you folks been able to develop that?
Yeah, I mean, now with the social media and Messenger, you can talk to people anywhere. And so thankfully, we were able to get her own Facebook Messenger, so she's able to talk. And that's a way you can do it. You can FaceTime them. You can look at them in the video every week when you can. And definitely with the importance of family, right? Parents are saying, this is your grandma, go visit, go see, kind of thing. And so that's what it is. It always starts in the family, right? The family upbringing. How do you treat your family and your friends and your neighbors? It starts with that, right? I'm the kind of person who I would check on my aunts, my uncles. I have about 4 or 5 from each side, and so and cousins, so many cousins. So I'm the kind of person who goes out and checks how people are. I know it can be sometimes too much, but during holidays or breaks or whatever you have, check on people. And so, social media has a lot of good parts to it in terms of getting in touch with people, but also bad side to it. So you gotta medium it.
I love that. Yeah, it's really role modeling and through osmosis, right? Your parents didn't tell you to make sure you stay connected, but they role modeled that. They did that through their example. We've got quite a few people who've joined us. I want to welcome some people. And if you have any questions for Omar, listen, I want to know, he hosts a show, Do They Really Know Us? And I want you to ask Omar questions. This is your opportunity to really get to know the man behind that connection that he does for all of us. So happy New Year.
I always ask the questions. They can ask me now. This is their turn.
There you go. There you go. We're going to turn the tables on him. What questions do you guys have? What do you want to know about him? I'm not sure who you are, LinkedIn user. Let us know who you are. We want to shout you out. And of course, my Gita girl, Miss Rosie, thank you for joining us. She's an incredible individual and an amazing photographer and poet also. And Jackie, we have Jackie here. She's hosting her Wishful Wednesdays again. Oh my gosh, with Damien, I just love those Wishful Wednesdays. And I love to know, what are your wishes for 2026? What do you have going on? Let's see, who else do we have here? Linda, thank you for joining us. Go ahead, Omar.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe travel more, do more in-person interviews. That would be something, because I've done a couple in 2025. I actually flew to Colorado, met some of my LinkedIn connections, Donald Cohen, and then there's another guy, Carl. And so maybe do more in-person interviews and then visit more of my connections, because in 2024, I traveled, met 25 people from LinkedIn and online that I met during COVID. And so that was a dream. I turned 40 that year. And so maybe doing the quiz show in person and also more podcasts. So that would be great. Do mix it up a bit. And so hi, Jackie, as well. I booked her on my show in March. So she'll be on my show in March. So just so that you know.
Awesome. Yes, that'll be a lot of fun. 2 energy people. I love that. So you actually went out in person did the interviews live with them in person. How did that go?
Amazing. It was amazing. I went there for a couple of days, and we met one day on a Wednesday, I believe, or a Thursday. And it was great. Yeah, I just aired them a couple of months ago. It was amazing. Different to see the person in person, to talk to them, and then online. And it's the same person. You notice it's the same person. Because you have this relationship with them, you get to see it individually. It's amazing. I mean, I always say the reason I'm doing this is so my future family can see who I am. Imagine if you could see your grandparents, how they were, or your great grandparents, how they were when they grew up in the 30s or in the 20s or whatever it was. We didn't have that. And so this is part of why I'm doing it. I'm not really interested with money or views, but if that happens, that's part of it. But I want to inspire people to be able to do these videos of who the family is, kind of thing. So.
Clip that. I love it. That is a gold bar. That is you guys need to write that down. That is so much gold. I absolutely love that. I totally agree with you. And that's one of the things, the secret, but behind my enthusiasm on doing these episodes. Any opportunity I have, I mention my precious grandson. He's 7 years old. I want him to know that I think about him all the time. When he's old and gray, he can go back and watch these videos and like, oh my gosh, my Gam-Gans talked about me all the time, right? I mean, imagine that. It's like you're creating that little history for them to see. So I love that so much, Omar. You are really a family person. And we got a comment here by Miss Rosie. She says, I do that, Omar, making friends in line at the grocery store. How many of you make friends in line at the grocery store? I love that, my Gita girl.
We need to meet, Sharon. I know you're in Phoenix, but we'll do a Zoom one day. Message me, and we'll definitely bring you maybe on the show. But that's amazing. I love open-minded people. Like you've had Leslie on the show, Sean. These people you connect with, they were all on my show, and they're amazing. That's the kind of people I like. That open, excited people, not the ones who are sad, depressed. I mean, you have those days, but if you're always like that, who wants to talk to you, right? just try to change your mindset, because we do have, like today it's cloudy here, but then you just have to think about it. It's all about a mindset, how the beauty of the clouds, where it comes from, God brought it in. It's just amazing. Amazing.
That is incredible. Sometimes people call it toxic positivity. But for me, in my mind, listen, we've got enough negativity. So I learned this in the dojo. My first instructor told me, he said, you know what? We leave our troubles at the door. And so every day when I get up, I thank God. He woke me up. He put me on the wake up list.
Yes.
And just whatever those troubles are, write them down, put them away for the day. Go about your day. And if you want to, you can pick those troubles up at the end of the day, revisit them, and, whatever you want to do. But when we have the ability to kind of set things aside, I think that's really where the secret is to being able to live a fuller life and really be more, for lack of a better term, more attractive to other people, right? If you're having something that is challenging, maybe there's somebody you need to meet. And if you're pulling that weight around with you all day, you're not going to be attractive to that person. What do you think about that, Omar?
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. That negativity comes in. It's going to make your day, ruin your day, right? Interesting fact that I learned from somebody, that most of the stuff that affects us is the environment around us. Like it was like 90+%. And so let's say you go in the morning to the office, your boss comes in with anger about something that happened. It could be you. That's going to affect you maybe throughout the first hour or two. But then our moods might change depending on the phone call. If you get a call from a friend or a parent, that your mood would change. So it really depends. We're very moldable people, right? In terms of being able to, whatever emotions happen to us, it changes our mindset. And so you got to just try to stay away from the negativity. It's there, but try to do it, because people aren't trained in that. People always, oh, why did I get an F? Oh no, why did my boss come in and give me a bad report? And then you come in. So it's very rare. I'm fortunate with my company. My employer is wonderful, and then you got to see the positivity in that, right? Because a lot of people say that, but it's not that moment. So don't take it too seriously, and that will move on. It could be, having an F is a good thing. Maybe you're getting an F, there's a reason why you're getting an F. You didn't study, so why are you upset with that? So it's a mindset.
I love this. That's so true. And I love this comment by Jackie. She said, oh, how I wish I still had my grandparents. I would spend so much more time with them, and I would ask them a gazillion questions. Absolutely. So that's really, Jackie, I would ask you, are you doing that for your family legacy? And I know your son's still really young, and I don't think you have grandbabies yet, but it's not even just for our grandchildren, but it's for our family legacy, for our children, for our nieces, our nephews, and even our neighbors. So many people, oh my gosh, I have been in the industry now, the insurance industry, 20 years. February will be 20 years. Oh. I've had a lot of clients who unfortunately have passed away. And I've seen people who they never do the things that they said they wanted to do. And then they pass away. And then that's, sad. I'm sorry to say, people just kind of forget about you. What is a legacy that we're leaving? What are those stories that we're pouring into future generations, that wisdom? So I love that, Jackie. Keep that mindset. I would love to hear how you evolve with that, with your maybe grandbabies or maybe fur babies, or I know she's a great neighbor, a great friend to a lot of people. Omar, we're talking a little bit about family, but I want to touch on what our topic is today, is how to have collaborations with fun. Sometimes I see people who have collaborations and it's almost like a chore. Oh gosh, I got to collaborate with this person. Oh no, they want me to have an event with them. I don't know what they're going to want from me. And they kind of look at it that way, as a taxing thing. But I love your words, is that making collaborations fun. How do you make collaborations fun?
Yeah, it's a good one. We always have to have it in a fun way. I mean, we always have to deal with somebody negative, and they always come in on that. But the best way is, smile and think of a fun way to bring people together, right? I can give the example. I did a mom Zoom party a couple of weeks ago, and just change up the format. That way you can just smile and bring them together in a fun environment where they're open-minded. I know you'll have, and another example is at my job, I trained a lot of people, and so you have those negativity. So that's a good idea of collaborating. How do you get 30 people together in a project and be able to help them learn the material? It's not easy. So you got to find like a fun, we played like a Jeopardy game with them to make them interested and stuff like that. You'll have that one person who's like the black sheep, and like you talk to them just to make sure what's going on. But you gotta find a fun way where everybody's into that. But then put your hand there and thumb there as you are like the control of the class, that we're gonna be doing this my way. Nobody's gonna be wish-washing it. So you gotta do that in a fun way. Smile, make sure everybody understands the rules, and bring together. And those 2 or 3 people, talk to them silently and see what's going on with them, and then make sure we can get a good collaboration. That's the best way, really.
So say more about the rules. What kind of rules do you set to kind of set the stage? Because I think it comes from that pre-framing, right? Yeah. Understanding that these are the rules. So what are some of the rules when you're dealing with a group of people? Because I'm in that situation where there's different personalities, there's different learning curves, right? People are bringing their own background into that learning space. So what are some of the rules that you like to keep in mind so that everybody has that cohesive experience?
Yeah, and so like with Blue Shield, every season I train a new group usually, and in the beginning I get to know who they are. So we spend about 5 to 7 minutes with each person to get to know what their personality is. What are they looking for? Is this the right fit for them, to their job? And then we get to know who they are. After a week or 2 of doing that, in the first 30 minutes of the training, we get to kind of know who they are, who's actually interested, who's not interested. And after a week or 2, from 30, those drop to 20, right? The rest will drop. Okay, so those are the people who are really focused. And then you don't really have to, in the beginning, you'll put your rules in terms of, okay, come on time. Your breaks are 15 minutes. If your lunch is 30 minutes. If you abandon those rules, we'll drop you out because it's a virtual room. We'll drop you from the room, and then that would be a markup there for you for being late. So there's some punishment in that, but they're adults. It's sad how people who are adults over 18, people in their 50s, 60s, whatever it is, still break rules. But when a 2-year-old, my nephew, he's 2, he doesn't break the rules. It's like, why do you do that? It's like that. So you got to set the rules for them. I've trained many people, and I tutor and teach as well, any age group, from like a 10-year-old to I had the oldest was like in his 80s. So you got to see, everybody's different, but it's fun. People are fun. They're interesting.
Absolutely. 2-year-olds will follow directions, right? If you just make it really, really clear, and they just follow directions. And thank you so much, Sharon, for letting us know. If you're having trouble, you can go over to my YouTube channel. You can also go over to Omar's YouTube channel, as we are live on YouTube. If LinkedIn's getting a little wonky, this is kind of where I originate the show, but we all also are live on Facebook and YouTube. So thank you, Sharon, for letting us know that.
You say there is Queen is watching there. She's from YouTube. She's in the audience there. She's watching.
Oh, nice.
She's right at the bottom. I think she just put a comment there, but a good connection of a connection. I don't know her, but I've seen her in some of the shows she does with a good friend of mine in Georgia. So thank you for joining us there, Queen.
Yes, thank you for joining us on YouTube. And what is your YouTube channel, Omar? People need to hop on over to there.
Yeah, you can do a live Omar #2, but also you can search. So that's the handle, right? But you can do we really know them? And I think if I go in here, I can actually type that in there. I can do a hello, hopefully in the chat box. There you go. So you see that, right? It's at the bottom. Yeah, so that's the handle. But if you can't find that, just put in, do we really know them? And that's actually, I like to say thank you to Leslie Flowers for adding them to that. So she has her hand in there somewhere. So if she's in there, where are you, Leslie? We're waiting for you.
I adore our queen, Dr. Leslie Flowers. She really is our queen of LinkedIn for sure. Now she's becoming the queen of YouTube as well. So
Amazing.
tell me, how did you come up with this? We really know them?
Yeah. So I can go back a little bit before that. So in 2023, I was watching all these LinkedIn live shows, right? Donald Cohen, Leslie Flowers started the show later, and then I love people and getting to know who they are. So I said, why not have a fun show where we can bring people on for about 30 minutes and get to know who they are, right? In the beginning, I started with Matt Allen, the people that I met in the beginning, who were very close, I even saw the first episode. It didn't really change much other than my background, and now I'm not using a background anymore. It's all real, like that. So there's no, this is not a fake background here, no AI. So I can actually touch this. It's a painting. So that's the changes that I've done, But yeah, bringing people from all over. I've had people from Africa, Nigeria, Ghana. Actually, this Sunday will be the continuing with a new member from Guyana, a good connection. And so just bringing people who they are from different countries, getting to know who they are, their culture. And that's amazing. I'm excited for new people. And look, Elizabeth is in the house. She is in the finals and Zoom party as well. Let you know. She might win that. She's an awesome person. Hi, Elizabeth.
Oh,
Welcome. She is in the finals with two others. So two women, one from India, and then another guy, Jason. All competitive. Jason got 40,000 points in that quiz show. Elizabeth was on the show without a camera or video. She was using her phone. She had internet issues, but she was able to win by listening. It's amazing. I don't know how she did it.
that's amazing. I love it. Look at, you're making friends right here. Miss Rosie, she's like, yes, let's reach out. We're going to go ahead and get together. I want to shout out John. Thank you for joining us from Chicago. Happy Wealthy Wednesday. And thank you to my good friend Meryl for inviting John. It's great to see you here, John. I don't know if we've met you, but I'd love to have a coffee chat with you. And that's really one of my secrets is coffee chats. I love no pitch coffee chats where you can get to know people. Listen, put away whatever it is. We can talk about business later. Maybe you don't want to talk about business. Maybe you're just looking for a friend. Maybe you're just looking to have a connection. We don't always have to bring our widget with us everywhere. And what I mean by that is, listen, I think we've gotten away from just being friendly to people, just being kind and courteous, getting to know people. You never know, down the road, maybe they're going to need your widget. Maybe they're going to refer somebody to you who needs your widget. But maybe we're just actually doing what we say we're going to do, right? We're going to have social media and we're going to actually socialize in this social media, right? They call it social media, but how many people are socializing? So I want to know this, okay? Because you talk about, do we really know them? What is something that people don't know about you, Omar?
That's interesting. I mean, I pretty much said a lot of things about me. I mean, I'm a generous person. I like people. We talked about that. I'm a giver. If somebody needs help, I would go help them. Whatever it is. I have a friend connection from Nigeria. They needed some help financially or whatever. I would help them a little bit, or whatever it is. I'm just the person who likes people and help them out whatever they need. But you'll have those weird couple of two people who don't need the help and they just go away. But that's okay. You have more people. But that's who I am. People who's an open-minded person who likes to help people from whoever you are, whatever you need. And it maybe if I can't help you, somebody can help you. So that's who I. Somebody, if you need help or need some kind of assistance, reach out to me, and then I'm open to listen to you and see what I can do. That's who I am.
That's great. How about, what do you do for fun? Do you have any interesting hobbies, or what do you do for fun, Omar?
Yeah, I like biking, hiking. I live in Arizona, so it's beautiful weather here. When it's sunny, meet with friends or family. But that's anything outdoors, because I'm working 40 hours a week plus the show. That keeps a lot of your time. And at night you're just relaxing. But yeah, on the weekends, biking, having a coffee time with somebody, meeting somebody in person, meeting a new friend, connection, that kind of thing. But time really goes fast. It's like already it's 8:00, time for bed. The next day, you just go there and do that. When you're young, you just want to work and just do what you can but you also have to have fun as well. So whenever there's events, picnics, community gatherings, I get together on the weekends. They just had the Turkish festival a month ago, so I attended that. Invited a few people, and so it's amazing. Do what you can to take a break from work and go to events that happen. So.
Yeah, I'm going to start hiking too. I love that. I do a lot of walks on the beach, running and working out on the beach, but there's a lot of hills out here too, hiking trails that I haven't really ventured in. I want to also highlight Miss Joni. Thank you for joining us. She was on your your Zoom party.
Yes,
what do you call it?
Zoom party.
Zoom party. Yeah.
Yeah, she's in the finals. Actually, they're going to be taping, airing here end of the month here. So it'll be exciting, and it'll be a live show as well. So, yep, Chicago.
That's incredible. I don't know how you do that. That is amazing. I love that idea. So what is something that you generally see that people don't do when it comes to socializing, collaboration? What is the one thing you tell people? Listen, if you do nothing else with a collaboration, this is something you got to remember.
Yeah, always be kind, right? Because people are going through something. Whatever you meet somebody or it's not your way, try to be as kind as you can, because they might be going through something. I know it's not easy sometimes, right? Even for me, sometimes a client comes into you, they're upset. You just want to go back and be upset, but you got to be calm, because being kind will reflect back to them. So that's what I would say. If there's something that they learn, or if they listen, let's say they just marked to the 31st minute of this program right now. Be kind. That's it.
There you go. Clip that. I love that. StreamYard started this new thing. They said if you say clip it, they're going to put it into. So I'm trying it out. I don't know that it works, but we'll check it out. We're going to check it out. Be a scientist, right?
Yeah. I want to say hi to Charles. He's here. He's going to be on my show as well. I booked him, so he's an amazing guy in Hong Kong. Do you know Charles? You should get to know him.
I don't know Charles. Charles, welcome. That's why I highlighted him, because I figured he must be one of your friends.
Yes,
Charles
exactly.
from Hong Kong.
Correct.
Thank you for joining us. I'd love to have a coffee chat with you. Let's do more collaborations, right? They say collaboration is a new currency, and it doesn't necessarily mean that person is a person that's going to be an incredible collaboration, but you never know how people are connected. I learned that very, very early on. I ended up having a client who was actually related that I had no idea, and it was wonderful, but you just don't know. You just don't know. One of my pet peeves, which you're kind of talking about here, Omar, one of my pet peeves is when people reach out to me, the first thing I say is happy Wednesday, happy Tuesday. Like, first, let's greet each other. And then if you have a gripe, then I'm ready to hear it. But my pet peeve is when somebody texts me, this didn't work, this isn't happening, I don't know what's going on. All my clients know, all my family knows, first let's greet each other, and then we can go ahead and have the conversation.
I know. It's like, people always are like that, and sometimes I'm like that. Like, you want to get to that, don't want to say the hello, you want to skip that. But yeah, it's kind of wrong. You got to go say hello, how's everything. First of all, check about the person, check who they are, and then go to the issue, not, my computer's not working. Can you fix it? You got to start politely that way.
Exactly. What's going on with my draft date? Like, wait a minute. Okay, let's back up. How are you? It's good to see you. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for coming. Thank you for reaching out to me.
The reason is because we're in the rush environment now. We're all like, we want everything me, right now, quickly. We can't even say hello and acknowledge the person. We all want everything to rush. There's high traffic, highways. All these things are fast. And we're just speeding up, 2025, 2026. We can't really slow down. But then if you think about our great-grandparents in the 1800s, 1900s, everything will slow down. Families were together. They were closer. Why can't we bring the 1980s were like that. This is recent, right? But in 15, 20, bring back that, spend the time where on at least a day or at least 5 hours, turn off your phone, social media, just go out, leave your phone at home or in the car. I surprised when people go to like religious sermons, either you go to the mosque or the church, they have the phone with them, and they're nodding the phone while they're in the sermons. It's like, why do you do that? Leave it in the car for 30 minutes or whatever the service is. It's crazy.
Clip that. Absolutely. Take a moment. And what I'm really picking up from that is sometime during the day, take a moment to slow down. Like we all start out our day, however we start, and then we get rushing right into it. But at some point in the day, find a way to slow down. Maybe it's you're going to take a walk. Maybe you're just going to sit in meditation. Maybe you're going to just sit for doing nothing for a few minutes. But I think that's a great words of wisdom is to really take a moment, no matter what's going on, and slow down. But absolutely, that is my pet peeve. I'm known for that. And in fact, people have kind of make jokes. So we have team training, and people always say, well, if you're going to talk to Leah, you better say happy Wednesday or whatever day it is first before you go on to whatever that conversation is. And I'm going to own that, right? I'm going to own that. We're going to have a nice conversation before we get into the hard things. I just want to know something, because I'm going to give you a shout out right now that you don't know. I didn't say this to you at all, but I love Blue Shield. That is the only thing I will sell off the exchange is Blue Shield. They are my number one carrier. They're courteous. The products work the way they say they do. They've got a huge platform. They've got great PPO dentals and HMO dental. So I'm going to shout you out there. How did you get into the insurance business?
No, it's more of a technical side of it. So I'm help in the password resets and all that. I mean, during COVID, because I'm in the engineering background, and then there's a chance I might get into that pretty soon. I'm interviewing. The job is getting a little bit kind of boring, want to change it up a bit, got to move up. But during COVID, I was teaching too. I did many things, I probably write a book about it. I was engineering, teaching a bit, still tutor. I do a podcast, I do a game show, but during COVID, things were slowing down. I was teaching at a school that kind of slowed down a bit, not many students. And then I applied and I got into it, more of a tech kind of job. So, I mean, I love it. Been with it for 5 years now. It's amazing. I work from home, but I want to expand where I can move up more. So I'm interviewing places where I can get more into management and then go into my career of engineering. So that's something that I'm looking forward to in 2026 as well. So there's opportunities. I have a chance I might be getting into it. That would be amazing, like with the state and stuff like that. So amazing. So hi, Jay. Good to see him. He's awesome.
Hey, Jay, our storyteller. We love that storyteller strategist. Absolutely. And that is what I call a pivot. I always say champions don't panic, we pivot. And during COVID, a lot of people panicked. Even in my industry, so many of my colleagues got out of the insurance industry. We had to close down our offices. This is back when we were not authorized to conduct business over the internet. It was not compliant.
Oh, wow.
We had to see everybody in person. So a lot of my colleagues thought, we're done. We got to close down our office. We can't use Zoom. What are we going to do? I saw them walk away. And those of us who stayed have really been able to embrace. Now I see most of my clients over Zoom, right? I hardly drive. I used to put 60,000 miles a year on my car. Now, I mean, I go months before I have to need an oil change, right? And I absolutely love that. So if we have the right mind shift, we can take what might be seen as something that is not good and look for that pivot opportunity to flip the script and to find that golden nuggets. And that's exactly what you did, Omar. I mean, look at you. You came out of your shell. You're bringing people together. You're bringing your ethos, your enthusiasm, and you're hosting these Zoom parties and getting to know people and doing these collaborations. I absolutely adore that. You're incredible. So you've done so much so far. What do you have planned in store for 2026? How can it get any better?
Yeah, amazing. Thank you for that. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, like I said, doing more in-person events rather than the online, right? Because COVID is way gone. We forgot what it is, In fact, I never got COVID, I was so lucky, one of those people. And so more in-person events, be able to tape shows in person, travel more. When I turned 40, I said, I'm going to do something amazing like traveling. I went to Chicago. I went to Turkey. I went to Bosnia. I went to England. And I went to Washington, D.C. And so traveled. That was, a big milestone to go do that by yourself and travel and meet all these connections. You never know what's going to happen. But yeah, travel, go to other places, see different people that you haven't seen, grow in your career kind of thing. So I'm excited for that, for this new year. Things will always change. And you never know, last year, things have not happened as you planned. And then this year, things can happen better, So there's some things that are planning God willing. So hopefully today will happen, and then you just got to push into it, just think about it, and you never know. I mean, I wasn't working in the engineering for over 5, 6 years. I got an interview. I might be getting an offer soon. You never know when the opportunity happens. Never give up. You just, keep looking and keep applying that opportunity. I mean, who would expect, but, I'm working in Blue Shield and what it can work, it just, the door can open. Just keep trying. Don't give up. You never know, so amazing. So.
Clip that. Another golden nugget. You definitely brought your golden nugget. You definitely brought your wisdom. I love it, love it, love it. Absolutely, Miss Christy. She is our customer service specialist and really just somebody that is so wonderful in this community, always reaching out, always uplifting others. And she says socializing is good for our health. Absolutely. I heard something recently, and I'd heard it previously, but they're saying like you should have a 9-second hug. So, how many of us take those hugs and those special people are in our life and really just enjoy that for more than just like a quick peck on the cheek or that quick little hug? I mean, those are wonderful too, but who can you hug today? Who are you going to hug more? Who are you going to hug more in 2026, Omar?
That's a good question. Maybe more family, more friends, kind of thing. Yeah, because COVID is more over, we do need more hugs. Unfortunately, people don't, but I have a good community, and hugging is definitely important, but be careful who you hug, don't hug the wrong person.
Yeah, be careful about how, it's platonic hug, right? It's a platonic hug.
Exactly.
I love it. Well, this has been a lot of fun, Omar. I knew this was going to be fun. I believe that you brought some great wisdom. You always bring your enthusiasm. It is totally infectious. I adore that. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for what you're doing for our community. I love your energy. I'm excited to connect more with you in 2026. So you've made a lot of old fans and friends, but you made some new fans and friends. How can people reach out to you if they want to be a contestant, or they want to be on your show? How do they reach out to you?
Yeah, best thing is on the YouTube. You can do Zoom party here. I'll put it in the chat. I am working on a website also. The website will be coming up soon. I'll put in the link for the YouTube in here. It should populate there. So that is the one there. You can put in and find me live at Omar. But then also Zoom party, I'll put it in here as well. There it is. But yeah, you can reach out that way. And then on LinkedIn as well, my LinkedIn profile is Omar M. But if you search Zoom party, I'll be there as well. If you know Leia, you can message her. She can message me. And I'm sure you tagged me in this post already, so everybody can find me. So yeah, the website should be up hopefully this year coming up. I'm working on it. And yeah, and I love to help people do whatever it is, tech, tutoring, whatever you guys need. And amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I'm not going to pull up the comment because it's kind of long, but a great comment by our very own Mr. Merrill Class. And he's talking about, when people are just being exuberant and passionately saying, have a nice day. I mean, that kindness goes a long way. And it's not always easy. But when someone cuts me off, out in traffic, or somebody does something that isn't very kind, I really work to remind myself, maybe they're having a bad day. I remember when I was working at JCPenney's. I actually worked at JCPenney's as a teenager. I love that job. I loved it. And I was a floater, so I went to every department. And I went into the dress department, and I was helping a woman. She was looking for a dress. Now, I was young at the time, so I'm going to give myself a little bit of grace. But she was looking for a black dress. She wasn't very nice. She was being very rude. And I was trying really hard to help her, bringing her different dresses. And, she finally just threw the dresses at me. And she's like, I'm looking for a dress for a funeral. And then she stormed off. And I went, oh my gosh. Then I felt bad. I didn't pick up that she's looking for a black dress.
Yeah.
You're thinking it's for a party. So I'm bringing her sexy dresses, right? I'm not bringing her dresses for a funeral.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that always kind of stuck with me. You never know what someone is going through. We truly don't know. So just give people grace and kindness. And you absolutely do. You're grace, kindness, enthusiasm, all mixed up into one enthusiastic little ball. I love you so much, Omar. Well,
Thank
that's going to do it for us. We appreciate you so much. And now I'm going to remove you from stage, and I'm actually going to go. Thank you, Omar.
Thank you.
Oops. I'm so sorry. I cut Omar off. Come back.
I was going to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on the program, Leah. It was amazing. And looking forward to bringing you on my show. And thank you again.
Thank you so much. I love it. Thank you, Omar. Happy holidays and Happy New Year. So that's going to do it for us. I'm going to start a new part of the show. The last few minutes, I'm going to do story time. I think this is something that I've overlooked, and I'm going to make sure to really showcase more of who I help and how I'm helping people. Of course, all their names will be, they're not going to be any names here, but I just want you guys to know some of the things that I do for people. And this week I was able to help several people with their health insurance. Listen, if you know anyone who is getting rate increases for their health insurance, a couple came to me and their health insurance was $2,200 a month. It was going up to $3,800 a month. Contractor here in Monterey, and $33,800 a month for two people. For two people. Think about that. That's a lot of money, you guys. Well, actually three, because they do have their son on there. That's a lot of money. And we were able to take them down to about $1,500 a month. That's some big, significant savings. So if you know somebody or you're somebody who's struggling with that, I would love to help you. I love an opportunity to have a coffee chat with you. And that's going to do it for us, this episode of Wealthy Wednesday. Thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much, Team Live. I appreciate you if you stayed till the end. And we love you, adore you, Team Replay. Remember, 2026 was our year to get in the mix. 2026 was our year. 2025 was our year to thrive, right? 2025 was, I said, it's our years to rise up and thrive. 2026 is our year to get in the mix. And what I mean by that is it is time to come out of the shadows. It is our time to shout ourselves out. It is our time to show up, to blow up. It's our time to get out there, say who we are, say who we're looking for, make some friends, enjoy some coffee chats, and really have some clarity. How you can be more seen is by being very, very clear about who you are and what you do, how you help others, who you're looking for. And maybe they're there, or maybe they can connect you. Maybe it's that person that you had that coffee chat. Maybe there's someone they can connect you to. We're here on the social media platform. Let's be a little bit more social, right? So who's the one person that you are going to enjoy a coffee chat with in this 2026? So thank you so much, everybody. Happy New Year. And join me tomorrow, because I'm going to do my event that I do on the first of the year. Start, stop, continue. What do you start? What are you going to start? What are you going to stop? And what is working for you that you're going to continue? I want to hear from you. Start, stop, continue. We're going to go over that. If you want to join me on stage, I want to hear you. I did this last year. I had a lot of fun. I'm going to really do it up this year. So thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Wealthy Wednesday. And let's get ready for 2026.
Are you ready to take control of your financial future? Introducing Leah Garcia's Wall of Wealth, the ultimate one-page financial plan to protect, distribute, and transfer your wealth with confidence. Whether you're a business owner or just starting your financial journey, this step-by-step guide gives you the tools to create a solid foundation for long-term success. Don't wait to transform your money mind shift. Download your free copy today at leahgarcia.io and start building your wall of wealth now.